Hey YouTube, this is Pete with the Crystal Casino Band. Welcome back to another video. And this video is airing right after our music video for Boys and Girls just dropped. So you just saw that, and now we decided that we would ask our Instagram followers our Instagram followers would ask us some questions about both the song, making the song, and as well as the music videos. And we got some special guests here. We have the directors and the cast of the music video. Sogbots, would you like to give some introductions for yourself?
Sure. I'm Dylan Trupiano. I'm one of the directors.
I'm Noah Morse. I am the other director.
I'm Nir Liebenthal. I was the actor.
And I'm Bailey Olson, and I was one of the dancers in the video.
So if you scroll back all the way to the beginnings of our YouTube channel, you might recognize Dylan. Dylan is one of our best friends from college, and he used to be in the band and now is killing it in Los Angeles with the Sogbots. And we're really happy to have been able to work with him again on this. It clearly turned out so great. And yeah, so we're really happy to do this video right now.
Yes. It's finally the worlds have melded once again. Order is restored.
Absolutely. So they're going to ask us some questions. We're also going to ask them some questions back. So Sogbots, do you guys want to get started with the questions?
Sure.
You can do like so one, two, like just switch it off.
Yeah, sure. So one of somebody on Instagram asks, is the song about an event that happened in particular, or is it more general? What's the story behind the song?
So I briefly touched on this over on our YouTube channel. We did an Explain That Track video where we went through like the songwriting process, but the song is like loosely based off of one of my past relationships where unfortunately I got cheated on, and found out after the fact. Like I didn't know until after we broke up, and someone told me like a year later that it happened. And that was like right around the pandemic time. And so like I was just writing a ton of songs. And so it's like nobody knew how to fill their time in like March of 2020. So I was writing a lot of songs, and that happened. So I was like, all right, I might as well write a song about this. And yeah, so I would say it's not like every single line in that song is like factual, but like loosely based off of that experience, I would say.
Pretty messed up, man.
Pretty messed up, but it turned out to a good song. So that's the silver lining there. All right, cool. For Sogbots, I got one that's directed to Dylan, Noah, Nir, and Bailey. So you guys can each say, each respond to this one. What was your favorite part of the video, and what was your favorite part to film? They can be either the same or separate.
I think I mean the favorite part for me personally speaking was just getting to like choreograph the entire thing. And we had Nir and Bailey and Charlie, who was somebody that was originally going to be one of the dancers as well, but due to some circumstances, unfortunately she had to drop out. Bailey was able to come on board, and through those three, just watching them kind of work together and collaborate, Bailey and Charlie are very, very well-trained dancers, and Nir is just like a very raw, talented dancer as well. So just getting to watch them was like, I mean, that for me was like super, super fun.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
No, Bailey, please.
My favorite part, I guess, of the video, but also when we were filming, was when Nir and I like finally united in like towards the end, and we like danced together, and I just had so much fun. We just were feeding off of each other, and Nir just had the best energy, and it was just so much fun. That's like all I have to say about it. It was fun. And it was hot that day, but it was like under the circumstances, we just had such a great time. It was like, oh, it doesn't matter, like we're just dancing together. Like it was great. So yeah, I would say that was probably my favorite part.
I can.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
please.
Okay. There's also a cat meowing at the door here, so please excuse me if you can hear a cat meowing. I this is part of filming the video, but it's not the day of filming. I actually really love doing rehearsals. I think it's a lot of fun getting to work through stuff and try, different things out, and kind of like watching Near and Bailey discover stuff together as Dylan and I were, kind of hanging in the corners, pushing them in the right direction, and kind of having this like a push-pull between us giving feedback and them finding stuff on their own. It's always really exciting to see.
Yeah, I agree with everything that everybody said. I think that the most fun part for me was listening to the actual song. As was mentioned, it was so hot when we were filming, like unbelievably hot. And at the end of every single take, I think everybody involved was just like fully exhausted. And then we're like, okay, we got to do it again. So we gear up, we start doing it again, very, very tired. And then the second the music comes on, it's like, oh, I want to shake my butt to this song. This song just like makes me want to move. And I think it's a testament to how fun it is, how well written of a song it is. And it was a blast. So that was fantastic. And just finding moments with Bailey. I mean, it's crazy. Like we started dancing together like 2 days before we shot the video. And there was a period at first where we're kind of like sussing each other out, trying to figure out what's going on. And then we just started kind of like letting loose, listening to the music and communicating through the dancing. And it was just a complete blast. And I thought we developed like great dancing chemistry, and it was fun. It was always just very, very fun. So that's my answer.
Great. So I have another question from Instagram for the band. What music influenced the sound on this song? Were there any songs or anything in particular that when you guys were recording and writing this, like you kind of listened to or borrowed from in any degree? I
think immediately, like one of the songs I was listening to at the time while writing was You Know It by Colonies. And so I kind of loved like the upbeat nature of that song. So trying to add that I tried to take that vibe and turn it into like like one of our own songs, basically. And then definitely the Strokes too. I think that's pretty apparent. But yeah, those are my two influences. What do you wonder what the other guys are thinking?
Yeah, definitely for me, at least like the Strokes, because like the pre-chorus has a similar progression to the part I play in Adults Are Talking. So I just kind of like took that and that kind of vibe and just like put it onto this song, like with like the same kind of tones, but it's like a different feel. So it has a really, it like doesn't sound like it's actually the same from the Strokes song, but it's like definitely heavily influenced. So.
Ditto. And I think that Pete wrote this song before Adults came out.
Yeah, that too.
Which was funny too, because we didn't hear it from Pete until later, but we played that song live a bunch, and like I definitely took that live structure like and kind of put it into the song too myself. Like we put some fuzz on it, got like really comfortable playing that song live, and I think that you can hear that in the recording.
Yeah. I didn't sing. I didn't like play the solo on this. Our producer Jay did. And that's I kind of wanted something really kind of ripping, like fuzzy, kind of more like Revolution, kind of Beatles-esque kind of vibe. That's another kind of like, I'm not a Beatles like aficionado per se, but I was really thinking that like that's the kind of sound like Revolution 9 or whatever the title of the song is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Pete's definitely doing like I know Pete said this at some point, but definitely doing kind of a Jim Morrison sings indie rock thing, which is kind of cool and like a little unique, I feel.
Yeah. All right, cool. And so next question for the Sogbots. Why hot dogs? Do you guys have a favorite topping? This is for Dylan and Noah.
Dylan, if I may. You may. Hot dogs are very important to us, I would say. And this is, in fact, a question for Near, and I will say it can certainly be a question for Bailey. everyone I think has their own personal relationship to a hot dog, but for us, Near is kind of the king of hot dogs. And when we were asked to make a music video for you guys, Dylan and I didn't want to, do anything that felt kind of out of our wheelhouse, I would say. But also we wanted to do something that felt achievable, but also pushing our own bounds. And in doing so, we wanted to keep it simple. We went with dancing. And as we kind of structured our dance and started conceptualizing the idea more, we went with the hot dog as a metaphor and as kind of a visual representation of our dance. Because we knew we wanted to put Near in it, and we knew that he was the king, and it made kind of perfect sense for us. My personal favorite hot dog topping would probably be relish. Call me crazy. I like relish.
Interesting. Yeah. It was to bounce off what Noah said, we wanted to do something kind of simple, and one thing that we knew when we were coming up with the concept was that Near, just as a dancer, we've been friends with Near for years, and every time like we get on a dance floor with him, he, without trying to make a show of it, just naturally kind of like attracts attention because his dance moves are so passionate and so energetic. And so we were like, oh well, great, let's use that to our ability. And on top of that, we had an idea that stemmed back from 2020 as well about because we also do a lot of short films and stuff. We had one idea about a hot dog salesman in the middle of nowhere.
Don't say too much.
Well, yeah. We had this idea, and it kind of was that thing. It was one of those things of like, oh, let's take this old idea that we had and transfer it within this new lens. So that kind of made it fun to make. And shout out to Joseph, who played the person behind the hot dog stands. He did a terrific job. He was fantastic the entire day, and he was super fun to work with. Great guy. And as for my favorite hot dog topping, and I want to get Near and Bailey's answers on this as well, and anything else they want to add. Mine is mustard. I'm mustard.
Midwest boy.
I'm crazy. Yeah. It just does the trick for me. That's all I need.
I will agree to that. Mustard all the way. Definitely, you need a little bit of ketchup, the sweetness, but yeah, simple ketchup, mustard, classic. Maybe some onions if you want to get.
And it's fitting for you, Bailey, too, because you did kind of play mustard.
I was exactly. It felt right. It did feel right.
Yeah, if it was ketchup, you would have been able to do it, but you might have had to stretch a little bit,
Yes, exactly. It would have been a different experience.
Yeah.
My
as the king of hot dogs, what would you like to add?
Yeah, my favorite hot dog topping is the perfect char from the fire.
Okay.
That's a great one.
See, when we say Near is the king of hot dogs, I mean, come on.
Only royalty could answer that.
I'm so sorry. Before we move on to the next question, I just want to ask Near, what is your one rule about hot dogs?
Yeah, I don't ask for much. I don't have many rules. I'm not a very strict person. But when it comes to my hot dogs, there is one rule, and that is that all you have to do is ask. If you want a hot dog, all you have to do is ask, and you'll get one.
Amazing.
I mean, it's right there, folks. I like
take it or leave it.
Come on. Yeah. All right. Well, gosh, on that note, another Instagram user asks, when is the next album, and how's the recording process been for your next work, and should they expect to see maybe this song on there?
So this song will be on the album, and it is coming out. we haven't solidified the date quite yet, but we do know that it will be February of 2023. And there's going to be a very big concert associated with it. So look out for that soon. And yeah, so the album will be 13 songs. We're releasing 6 singles off of it in 2022. The singles so far have been 20 Something Socialist, Until the Sun Comes Up, and Jamie, and Boys and Girls. And so there's 2 more coming this year, and then 7 more brand new songs packaged all together in February, which we're really excited. Jordan, Joey, and Jarrod, do you guys have anything you want to add for that?
Well, can I ask a follow-up question actually to that? What has how has this recording process been like for this album in particular? And what has felt maybe unique to this process? Because having been in the band at one point, hearing these songs, it feels like there's almost like a brand new energy. It almost feels like a first album based on all the songs I've heard thus far in the best possible way.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of start speaking on that. I just think we've gotten really collaborative with things. We've really diversified in like what we're doing in songs, like in terms of like tones, and also like vocally, like we're all singing parts in the songs or harmonies, just like someone is jumping in the booth and singing some lines. It just been a lot more, I guess there's a lot more like layers to the songs now. Like you can listen to it like 5 times and pick out something new every time. It's not just like you're hearing the same like guitar or bass part like every time. We've gotten a lot more like layered and more multifaceted with our approach to like recording the songs.
Joey, Jordan, you guys want to add anything? Your thoughts on this album so far?
I mean, yeah, it's been, I guess the biggest difference that, to specifically address what Dylan said is, we worked like with more outside help, more like producers probably than we did way back in the day, which brings like definitely a different perspective and, approach and process to the whole, experience. And then beyond that, I mean, I think we've got a little bit of like a tonal shift or like a shift in subject matter. And in certain ways, I don't know how much we want to get into all that, but we're just sort of branching off into like different topics, a little more political here or there, a little more philosophical in some ways. And, I think it's just like cool, like breath of fresh air, for lack of a better term. So yeah, that's what I would add.
Yeah, I think everyone covered everything. Having Kyle and Jay, our producers, on board too, like we have a really comfortable routine with them. We see them like almost every Tuesday. So it's like really great relationship we have, where they're basically a part of our band as well.
Yeah. So we're really excited for the album. When it comes out, I hope you guys will like it too. And then cool, I think we have one more time for one more question. And I think Joey wants to ask this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, you spoke about a little bit. You touched on this briefly, but like, what was the best part about working with Joseph? And like, what was his like what's his process like generally?
I mean, like, and everybody here, please feel free to add to this, but he came, we as soon as we saw a photo of him when we sent out the casting call, we kind of immediately knew that like he was going to be right for the part. And when we brought him to set, he immediately was like just like so relaxed, so easygoing. We gave him he asked for a hot chocolate once we started, and a big fudge brownie from Starbucks, and which we delivered to him. And from then on, just every take he was he was great, super professional. At the end we wanted to get some natural sounds, and so I asked him to deliver some some snores and stuff, And as he started snoring, I kind of just was playing around, and I was like, now maybe try to like act like you're having a nightmare. And he just brought it in a way that everybody on set was just floored by. And it was incredible to see. You know, he did a fantastic job. But
He's sort of a
What's that?
legend for that, the snoring. That's sort of what he's famous for.
He does got a mean snore.
Yeah.
That guy.
When I first listened to the video, I was like really astounded by it's like you have to stay for the end credits. It's like an Avengers movie. Like it really made it for the end credits.
It's a lot like an Avengers movie. Yeah, in that way.
It is. Robert Downey Jr. shows up at one point. You know, there's Ryan Reynolds. Like, it's great. What about you guys? What was it like for you working with Joe, dancers, and Noah?
Well, I think he was the kind of elusive combination of extremely calm yet also a major showman, and I think he knew how to be very comfortable on camera and knew when to really go for it, which is, I think, a difficult thing to have.
Totally.
Yeah, I agree. He just, he had a very sweet energy that, you always appreciate that, especially on a set in like tough conditions. You appreciate the people that are around you when like they're giving off good energy too. And, he was just sitting there the whole time, just chilling, eating his snacks. And, we would do a take, he would just really commit and then just get back to chilling. And I don't know, just like small conversations here and there. He always just had something like interesting or funny to say, and it was kind of a light in the midst of everything. It was nice.
Cool.
I mean, one thing to clarify maybe for the
Oh, sorry.
audience is that we're talking about Joseph the actor, not Joseph Mamlin. And correct me if I'm wrong, Joseph Mamlin may have been flown out to play this part, because I know he has a mean snore too, but
Yeah.
watching, I just want to clarify that.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan. I also want to add, I think there was about like 7 to 8 people that left set that day having had a very deep and meaningful conversation with Joseph. Like anytime you looked over to him, he was
True.
deep in conversation with somebody. It was very nice.
He was just the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
It was.
I rode up with
awesome.
him. I rode up with him that morning, and he and I immediately got into it. And it was from the first moment I met him, I liked him. And the man can act. The man can take direction. The man is responsive. He's thoughtful. He can read the room, and he just crushed it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I could keep going. Honestly. About
We'll do a
Joseph.
second Q&A. We'll do a second Q&A for just Joseph related questions.
Yeah.
Pretty
1v1.
booked, so we'll have to try to find him. We'll have to find some time in the schedule.
Yeah, we can get Joseph v. Joey.
Ooh.
A one-on-one.
Joey on Joey.
One conversation.
on Joe.
That's interesting. Let's talk offline about that.
Yeah.
Our people will contact your people.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, YouTube, I think that was all the questions that we had time to answer. But don't worry, if you ask a question, we will try our best to DM you a response back for it. So thank you guys so much for submitting questions. Thank you, Sogbots, for directing this video. And yeah, thank you all for watching this. And I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.